Okay. Hi, Megan.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Are you ready for this?
No.
No? So you guys have seen a few of these, and we're going to ask a lot of the same questions. Of course, the answers will be different depending on the crazy lady that we're talking to. Megan today is going to talk about tonight. We get to do this over cocktails tonight. How's that? We're actually going to drink it in front of you, where we kind of hit it the last couple ones.
Oh, you did?
I think we just didn't have it in our hands. I don't know. I think we just didn't have them in our hands, and a couple of us drink them really fast before we even started. So, yeah, it happens. So, Megan.
Yes.
Tell me your blog name.
What is my blog name? Busy Mom?
Just a little busy.
Just a little busy. I keep forgetting.
Thankfully.
Because I'm so busy in my head. Yes.
And why are you so busy?
I have 2 children, and I work full-time and going to school part-time. And there's weddings coming up, and vacations and graduation.
And you just moved homes.
We did. A couple months ago. June we moved. That was a big one.
The kids had to change schools. It was a whole life experience.
They finally asked me, well, they kept asking me if we could drive by our old house. Mm-hmm. So we did the first time last week, and the kids, my oldest was a little devastated. They took the big pine tree off that was in our front yard.
Oh, really?
Why do we have to move, Mom? And I was like, well, we just outgrew this house. It was time to go. But I loved our little house. I know, but
don't they love the pool?
They do. But she loved it was a small house.
She loved being so
close, and now the house.
Well, and you have 2 daughters. Tell me about your 2 daughters.
I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. First one's Addison, who's 9, and 5 is Rylan. So 4th grade in kindergarten.
What happened? How did you come about to be a part of Wise Women Say?
Well, you asked me to, Tisha. Oops. I was caught off guard a little bit. You know, I can't say no to things, so I said yes. And here we are.
Do you like doing it?
I do. I was talking to my mom about it today. She said, well, what are you writing about it? I go, I'm not sure.
It's just whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, so I've got some ideas in my head what I want to talk about. So.
And we've only been doing it this is only the 2nd round. So we've only been doing it for not even a month. I mean, because before we went live, I got your stuff, everybody's things. So we're still novices.
Right.
We're still finding our voices. But I enjoy yours. I enjoy reading about your busy mom student life.
My softball days.
Oh, I know. If you guys haven't, we just put her second post up. And I even did bold.
I know, I did like it.
Yeah.
The title even. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute.
So for most of us, the topics are just going to be basically family and, whatever. I mean, I'll talk about anything and everything because you've met me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got something. Anyways, we'll talk about off camera. So are there topics that you are dying to talk about?
Not particularly. My topics will be more of what's going on in my life that week or that day. If something bad happened, if something great happened. Because I have very little time to write the blog. And yesterday I wrote my blog. I had a paper due yesterday, so half the time I was writing the paper and toggling back and forth to writing my blog and back to my paper, then back to the blog. Then I finished them both about the same time. I
liked it. It was good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Is there anything you won't talk about?
I don't think so.
I mean, without saying a specific.
No, I don't think so.
Because some of us have some things, some off-limit things that we probably just won't, which is okay.
I mean, I don't think nothing's off limits. As long as I try not to spread it to my in-laws, I think.
Yeah.
I'm okay with talking about stuff. I mean, I'm in a marriage of how many years are we? 13 years, but 18 together, so it's a long time. So it's you got your goods and your bads, and we've certainly had our bads, and we've certainly had our goods.
Oh, explain why you're
my vodka?
Yeah, you're the paper.
It's freezing. It's so cold.
The ice is turning. Yeah, it's frozen.
It is. It's a wine glass. It needs just wine, not ice.
Do you wanted ice with my vodka?
Oh, yeah, you have to have ice.
Yeah, I don't know. I drink girly stuff.
Too many calories. Vodka.
Low calories, no breath.
Oh,
I Googled that.
You Googled that? Really? Yeah. I think it might be true. I don't know. It's true. Is this why you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I used to drink, was it Captain and Coke, and it's
oh, Coke's horrible for you.
I don't drink so anymore.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like a Diet Dr. Pepper.
Talk about that. Talk about what you're doing with your health.
My girlfriend, one of my best friends, does the beach body. She's a trainer, and she's just turned 42. It's her birthday today, and she.
What's her name? Give her a
Jody.
shout out.
Jody. Looks phenomenal. She's got the 6-pack, tall, looks amazing, and she's kept asking me for years, when are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it? I'm like, when I have my second baby. When I have my second baby. Well, I had my second baby, and it's 5 years later. Meghan, you promised. I'm like, you're right. I did. So I finally got on the bandwagon, and I love it. It's beach body, so I work out 4 days a week in my home, about 5:15 in the morning, because that's about the only time that I can actually do it.
Wow.
Yeah, so my days usually start at 5:15, except for this week because I did throw out my back a little bit. So I've been doing that, so I lost 16 pounds doing that. And just eating better, eating healthy, fast food, cut out the fast food, except for this week.
and that's going to be great. Actually, the holidays are going to be a lot for you to probably talk about that. You're right about that.
The holiday, yeah, and eating right, yeah, except for my husband is a Southern boy, and he went to the grocery store and bought everything Southern to cook. I'm like, but no, Jody posted this recipe about. He's like, we're not eating that, and I'm like,
it's Thanksgiving.
It's healthier version of Thanksgiving. No.
See, that's all blog material, you know. It's our little everyday struggles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, most of the time I cook now, so he doesn't really cook. So I cook and he eats what I cook, whether it's edible or not.
That works to his advantage in some ways.
Yeah, he works late, so I have to be. I'm home. I get off work at 4:30. Get to the kids by 5:15. Home by 5:20, and it's either leftovers or I'm getting ready to cook dinner. And if there's leftovers, the kids eat it, and then I cook dinner, and then they eat the leftovers an extra night. So I tend to cook a lot. It's a good thing.
Yeah, not me.
Well, we love to go out to eat. I'll take going out to eat all the time. He used to be a manager at Outback. We grew up in restaurants.
So
we love to go out, but having 2 kids and now they don't want to go out anymore. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, let's go out to dinner. No, I don't want to. I'm like, pasta for you.
So you are a mom.
I'm a mom.
Full-time student.
Full-time student.
Full-time worker.
Yes.
And then
no, part-time student.
Part-time student.
Part-time student.
Okay. And then you've got like the softball, the kids' extracurriculars.
Yes.
You do PTA. I say as a former president.
I got sucked back into PTA.
Okay. Wife, blogger. Is there anything I'm missing?
Oh, I have Crohn's disease too, so I have to manage my health that way too.
That's actually something that would be very interesting to hear about.
Yeah.
I mean, we know someone who has Crohn's, and we've known him for about almost 20 years, and we've seen his struggles and his surgeries and whatever. And I don't think people really realize it's an
I had my
ongoing
first surgery. I had my first surgery when I was 11, and my second surgery when I was 25. So I had 2 major surgeries.
Would you talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
I work in GI, by the way, so
Do you really?
I do. I'm a medical assistant.
Did you choose that for that reason?
I did not. I fell into it because I went to a doctor's appointment and with my GI doctor. And he's like, "What are you doing in scrubs?" I'm like, "I'm going to school for medical assistant." "Well, you need to come work for me." I was like, "Okay." So I did my internship with him, and then my internship was coming up, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, we're not hiring." I'm like, "That's fine." He's like, "But we're hiring in the endoscopy center," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know if I want to do the endoscopy center because you need to be there at like 5 o'clock in the morning." I was 23. My boyfriend was in a band, so we were out all hours of the night. So I'm like, yeah, that's not really going to work. But the doctor I work for now, his medical assistant was older, had younger kids. She wanted to have those hours. So
I'm just picturing how that life, you in that life.
yeah, that's what
I'm staying up late, like doing that and
like
stuff.
all night.
Yeah,
We partied hard. Yeah, he traveled. He did the Warped Tour for about 2 years.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't notice about you, you wild woman.
I was a little wild when I was younger.
So, is there anything you want to ask, do you, Heather? Dee and Heather are here. They're actually, Heather's going to be interviewed a little bit later on this evening. So, and this should be fun because she hasn't watched any of the other interviews. So she's going to be like deer in the headlights. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're doing great because we're just having a conversation.
Yes.
Like we have conversations. So,
Sure.
So if I come to you and say, listen, I know you have a little bit of time in your schedule. Will you come and do this video with us?
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable with it?
If I have time. The problem is
The
kids.
schedule.
Well, the problem is my husband doesn't get home from work until usually 6:30ish. So it's kids home from school, dinner, back by 6:30.
These things would probably be on the weekends.
That's better.
Yeah, they would probably the things that we do, I would say, right, are going to have to be on the weekends just because of all our schedules. I mean, Heather, for you, weekends are the only thing that work now. Yeah. So see, we can figure this out. I just want to. I'm getting her on camera saying yes because that's how I roll.
Yes.
That's what I do.
I'll try my best.
So, is there anything you really want them to know about you? About your dog?
I'm just.
I mean, they know about you now.
Yeah,
but
just a busy mom trying to make it through the world, I guess. My oldest daughter started throwing questions at me, like, I have the question. She's like, why did God make me? Like, yeah, like, how am I the one looking through these eyes? I'm like, what?
holy shit, these are meaning of life questions.
Yes.
We're talking 9.
Yes. And I'm like, oh,
you're gonna have a fun teenage years.
Yes. Yes.
What
And
did-
then my 4-year-old's even like,
Okay, off camera, I want to hear all your answers.
I didn't have any. I said, I'm sorry, honey. I go, I have those same questions. She's like, you do? I go, I do.
But at least you were honest.
Yes. We were pretty. We didn't ever treated our kids like they were. I mean, we treated them like they were kids, but we didn't do the baby talk. Like, if they had a question, we would explain it to them as much as we could that they would understand it. We just always did.
Yeah.
And so they were good. They always were good with asking questions and give you an answer. Unlike other people's kids, they sometimes not.
I think no, I was that way with my kids. Dee, you were that way a lot, weren't you? And I know Kim was. Yeah, same thing. Heather's the same way. We didn't treat them like they were less than.
Yes.
I
I have a lot of
like
people
they were
I know
equals,
of.
just a younger version.
Mhm.
I think that's really it. I don't know if there's anything else. I knew it would just be a relaxed conversation with you, which I always have such good conversations with you. You're one of those people that makes me calm.
I'm a calm person.
Yeah,
I don't argue. I don't get mad.
but you still make me laugh, which is good. I still have a good mood with you, which make me calm.
Good.
So you're gonna follow me? Can you be like my best friend forever and ever and just keep me
I
calm?
can try.
Denise would love it if I was calm, wouldn't you, Denise?
I can't stand people that. I mean, I have friends that are high strung, but I like to bring them down a little bit. Just bring it down, just a little bit. Don't have to be so.
Yeah, that's me.
Bring it down.
But see, you bring it.
That's just.
You stifle my mood.
Well, I don't want to stop your mood. Just bring it down a level.
I don't think, is there really anything else that we should cover? It's just kind of a relaxed, you can talk. We always talk in the background. Yeah, we do.
I think you asked everything. Anything